What's going on, guys? Merijn here, and welcome to episode number 2 of my free legs push pull routine. In the last episode I showed you the 2 leg days, legs A and legs B. Today I'm going to show you the push days, push A and push B. So with no further ado, let's get right into the first workout. So today's going to be push workout, and that means chest, shoulders, and triceps. The cool thing about the structure of this workout routine, I explained it in the last video as well, in the first episode of this legs push routine, is that all these muscles work together. So today we're training the pushing muscles, and then tomorrow is going to be the pulling muscles again. So that is the cool thing about this workout routine, because it allows you for optimal recovery, and therefore you make a lot of gains while minimizing the risk of injury and overreaching. So first exercise is the paused bench press. Pause it on the chest before you explode back up. This is very important. This is a great way to make progress, to actually feel your chest working, to not take away too much stress from the chest onto the shoulder, which happens with a lot of people that do touch and go. They also very often go way too heavy. So we also do a touch and go movement, and that is the incline bench press on this particular day. And on the other day, we do touch and go as well. I always like to include one paused movement when it comes to your pressing movements, because that really allows you to focus not on moving the most amount of weight, but really on the contraction, proper form, and really focusing on moving the weight with your chest. Doing pause benching has helped me a lot increase the size of my chest, right? We train for aesthetics here. It's not all about moving the most amount of weight. So this will be the movement in which we go lower in reps, the first movement, which is the pause bench press. And that will be the only movement for the chest that will go decently low in reps. Now for the shoulders, we're gonna do a one arm seated overhead dumbbell press. This is also an exercise. You will not be able to move the most amount of weight, but this is something we'll focus on more on the other day, which is going to be the power movement. It's the overhead press. On this day, it's a one arm movement. This also really helps you with stability. You really have to brace your core during this movement as well. Really make sure that you go a little bit lower in weight than you do when you would normally do 2 arms at the same time, because it is a bit heavier doing 1 arm at a time. After that, we've done the main compounds of this particular day. So we've done the heavy lifts. Now it's time to do some isolation work. So we're gonna go back to doing chest, which is the 2 exercises for the chest, 1 for the shoulder, and those are the 3 compounds. And then we're gonna finish off with some isolation for the chest. So first of all, that's gonna be the pec deck machine. If you do not have this machine in your gym, you can do cable flies as a substitute for this exercise. That's completely fine. Make sure to always retract your shoulder blades and keep them back during your chest exercises. This goes for both the presses as well as for the flies. So on the bench press, you always see me, first of all, shrug my shoulders up, put them back and down so that they are in the right position, so that I can move the weight with my chest. Same goes for flying motions. So you really squeeze the chest instead of having your front delts rounded forward. You do not want that. After this, we'll move on to shoulders again for some isolation work, and this is going to be the seated lateral raise. Very important to focus here on proper form. And on the last set, we're gonna do a drop set. So we're gonna pick a weight that you can do for a maximum of 8 reps. You're gonna drop the weight by 50%, 50, and then you're gonna do sets and then pause them at the top. And then hold them there and slowly come back down and do as many reps as you possibly can. But you're shooting definitely for another 8 reps. So you do first 8 reps very heavy, 8 reps with 50%. After that, we finished off both our chest and our shoulders, and now we're gonna move on to the last part of this workout, which is the triceps. We've already worked the triceps in quite a few exercises in all the pressing motions. We're still gonna isolate those, right? Who doesn't want some big ass arms? Triceps covers 2/3 of your arm. It really is what makes your arm very big. You guys will see that during this workout, like some exercises, we only do very little sets, only 2 sets. But that is because we already do a bunch of sets. We don't want to do too many sets a week, because there are 2 different workouts. There's A workouts and B workouts. But we still want to get a lot of angles in so that we can stimulate all the different muscle fibers that we can, right? Hit our muscles from different angles. So that's why I personally like to do and prefer to do 2 sets of certain exercises instead of only pick 1 exercise and then do 5 sets. I prefer to do 2 exercises, do 3 sets on one, 2 sets on the other, so we can hit our muscles in different ways, do more exercises. Because we are not training for pure power, for strength, but for aesthetics, which is what this program is tailored towards, right? So 2 different exercises. The lying skull crushers, one of my favorites. With the dumbbells, I feel like it hurts less in the elbow. Some people have a lot of issues with this. I personally do as well when you do it with the barbell. So instead, use dumbbells. But if you like a barbell, you can do that as well. No problem. And then an overhead dumbbell extension. And this is a great exercise for the long head of the triceps, which really adds a lot to the mass in your triceps. So this is one that you definitely want to include in your workout. You can do this with 1 arm at a time as well if you prefer that. And that's it for the push A workout. Now let's move on to the push B workout. So on push A, we started with the main compound lift, the strength movement, which was the paused bench press. Today we're going to do it a little bit different. We're going to start off with shoulders, and we're going to start with the standing overhead press. This is the exercise that we're going to do for lower reps, all right? This is the strength builder. This is the movement we really want to increase in weight on. However, make sure to keep proper form, specifically on this particular exercise. This is one that is very difficult. I would say one of the most difficult exercises to perform properly. So make sure you have your form down before you start increasing in weight and start going very heavy. By doing this exercise first on one particular day, you make sure that your shoulders are not exhausted after doing already a lot of presses with your chest to make sure you also increase your shoulder size. A lot of people have lacking shoulders, so I would definitely recommend to do the overhead press first. If your chest is a very weak body part, I recommend doing the chest exercises before the overhead press. That's what I personally do. However, I've created this routine for the average person that goes to the gym, and for most of you guys that have already proper symmetry, this would be a very good idea to train this way, to start with chest on one particular day, with shoulders on the other day. So anyway, after overhead press, we're gonna move on to chest. First exercise is going to be the incline dumbbell press. This is a great exercise for building mass in the chest and really focusing on the upper chest as well. By not having a very high incline, you actually focus more on the chest, so that's what I personally prefer. This is not the biggest incline. If you have a very steep incline, again, a lot of shoulders will play a big part. And since we already did the overhead press, the shoulders might really take over the movement. So I recommend only having a slight incline if that's possible at your gym by changing the angle of the bench. After this, we're going to do an awesome exercise, which is the ring push-up with weight added as well. So you can go heavier on this one. You can still use progressive overload. This exercise might be too easy for some people if there's no weight attached, right? For some of you guys, this exercise might be very hard. So then you don't have to do the amount of reps. Then you can simply do some lower reps or change the angle so you can make it easier for yourself. For example, start on the knees if you're a total beginner. Even for myself, I haven't done this exercise too often, so I'm still a bit shaky and stuff. That's something that will happen at first. Don't worry about it. That's what makes this exercise so awesome. It really works with stability. And by doing this, once again, we'll work on symmetry as well. Because if you only do bench presses and one arm starts to get much stronger than the other arm, you won't really notice it. But during an exercise like the ring push-up, you'll really notice that both of your arms have to work separate from each other. I was first introduced to the weighted ring push-up by Stan and Man, my workout buddy, and I've been loving it ever since. Great exercise. After that, just like the push A workout, we've done 3 main compound lifts of the day. And now we're gonna move on to the isolation work. So we're gonna start with the isolation work for the chest again, and then move on to the isolation work for the shoulders. So for the chest, we're gonna go for the classic dumbbell fly. I absolutely love this exercise. Make sure to really squeeze at the top, but don't hit the dumbbells together. So, end like right here, so that there's constant tension on your chest. Because otherwise, if you go too far and if the dumbbells hit each other, you lose the tension first of all on the chest, but then the shoulder can take over as well. If you do this with like a heavy weight, it might not feel too nice on your shoulder. And obviously, the whole point here is to isolate our chest. So that's what we want to do. Make sure not to go too deep either, because if your shoulder flexibility is not right, you might end up messing up your rotator cuff, might not feel nice. So make sure to go deep enough so that you can feel the full contraction in the chest, but not too deep where it puts it in a compromised position. After that, we finish our chest with isolation. We're going to do some isolations for our side delts as well. I like to do this on both days, right? It's only 2 sets. Reason being is that with only the overhead presses, you focus mainly on the front delt, not enough on the lateral head of the delt, in my personal opinion. I feel like if you train for aesthetics, you want to create that wide look, right? Have the wide shoulders, small waist and really create that V taper. That is the nice shape we're going for. And that's really what my programs are usually tailored towards, for people that want to train for aesthetics. That's something that we do with this program. So with a lot of these legs push routines, you might only see one compound for the shoulders. I personally don't believe it's enough. You will see this on the pull day as well. I like to really hammer the rear delts too, and the lateral head of the delt, as well as the front delts, so we create this 3D look in the shoulders, right? And even if you train naturally, you can create really awesome 3D shoulders that will make your physique look much wider than the average person, and that really adds in an aesthetic physique, in my opinion. So I feel like this is something that cannot be neglected. You don't train them enough during the compound lifts, so you definitely want to isolate them, even if it's only 2 sets. The volume will add up over time. So then when it comes to triceps, once again, 2 different exercises. First of all, the tricep push down. This is one that is one of my favorites. Really helped a lot in creating my triceps mass. This is one that I've been doing over the years, pretty much every single week. And then a rope overhead extension. This is one that I really like as well. So on the other day we do more dumbbells, and then on this particular day we do the cables to get the best of both worlds, to get the constant tension of the cables, but also the benefits of using the free weights. So that's it for the push A and push B workouts. The rest time and everything involved will be in the ebook, which will be downloadable for free once the full routine is up on YouTube. So there's only one video to go, which will be the pull A and pull B workouts. You'll be able to download the full program for free on legspushpullsplit.com. The link will be in the description box down here of this video. So there will be one video to come. If it's already out, you can definitely see it here in the recommended list. So check that out. Check out the first episode as well if you haven't seen it yet, and then you can follow this full routine. Let me know in the comments how you like it. Let me know if you enjoy. Let me know if you appreciate me doing this. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you do. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you very soon. Peace out, guys.
This complications spin my mind, but I know I gotta keep pushing through. Yeah, I keep doing my own thing. Yeah, never looking back again. I can get it, I can make it, yeah, I know it, and I'm never looking back again. Yeah, never looking back again. I can get it, I can make it.